Quite some time ago I had purchased two of these EnviroFan ceiling fans for the garage. This is the model 60F-9 and it's in brown. One of the first two that I purchased turned out to be defective. It had some kind of an issue with the bearing where it would lock up at the same place on the stator every time you turned it and it wouldn't run. So I sent an email to Air Distributor, which was the retailer I bought it from, and I explained the problem and I heard nothing back. So I sent another email and I heard nothing back. So then I called and the guy answered the phone right away and asked me to send him an email, and I said nope, I already sent emails. And then, oh, he got it out of nowhere. All of a sudden the email's there. So he asked me to send the serial numbers and I think a video of the problem, or a picture or something, some kind of evidence that there was an issue, which I did, and well, suddenly that email was received, no problem. And if it wasn't next day shipping, it was 2-day shipping. It was sent right out and the replacement unit is here, and there was no request for the old one back. Now, so they made it right, they fixed it, you know, whatever, and good on them. Not good on EnviroFan though, because I've been hearing a lot of cases of defective units going around. So their quality control is really starting to slip. I still think that they're probably the best ceiling fans available today, but it's not good that they're not what they used to be. So let's take a look and see what we got here. I do plan to try to put these into the garage within the next 2 weeks. Although to you that timeline is kind of irrelevant because I don't know when I'm going to release this video in relation to other videos that I've recorded, so the timeline might not be accurate. But that project is on the radar, providing that this one works properly. So this says, do not bend the blade brackets when installing. Oh, well, yeah, I would plan on it. Now I got to figure out exactly how this is going to work, because the garage ceiling is not really high enough for this. So I might have to cut the down rod a bit. Should I bend the blades? I guess not. I'll listen to the instructions. That's stupid. Okay, here's the fan itself. Now let's see if we have any problems with the bearings. This one's dated 2021-12. So the stock sat for about a year before it sold. And the bearings seem to be just fine. So the problem now that we have is that if I put this on the ceiling, I think it's going to be too low, because you have to account for the fact also that when you put it onto the ceiling, because I can't use the floor isn't thick enough in the garage for me to use the J-hook. I would have to put a 2x4 in and then put the hook into the 2x4, but the point is I wouldn't gain any height by using the 2x4 versus using the electrical box mount. This is starting to get out of hand here. Oh, that's a neat little bag. Too bad there's a hole in it. Yeah, so it comes with multiple different kinds of mounting here. Actually, this doesn't even come with what I thought it came with. This is all for metal rafters connections, which I don't have in there. So this is what I would use, which goes onto the electrical box. And the problem with this mount is that you lose an inch of height from the electrical box, and then now this is hanging an inch below the electrical box. So really you have to add 2 inches between this and the ceiling connection, because it would sit kind of, you know, like the ceiling would be here. So you have to actually add a significant amount of height to the rod, which is not ideal. So I think I'm probably going to have to cut it, you know, a considerable amount, because the garage ceiling is higher than the ceiling in here, but I don't think it's by all that much. So I'm gonna have to put this in the garage and see how it mounts. It is possible that what I could do is I could use a pancake box. There's enough lead here that the box doesn't have to be right on top of the fan, and I could screw this directly to the ceiling. That is doable, and then the electrical box could sit next to it. That's an option to gain some height. I'd rather not cut the rod because that's an irreversible process and it's just a pain in the neck. But I don't think I'm going to have any choices. So it looks like this replacement one is good. I mean, I haven't turned it on yet, but it looks like it's good. And I'm going to start working on getting these hung in the garage. And I will try to do 100% of that process, other than me trying to figure it out. I'll try to do all the work on video so that we have record of that project.